When the war in Marawi began on May 23, 2017, the people lost their homes, livelihood, and loved ones. Nanay Bing Pimentel's heart went out to the people of Marawi and the soldiers who were fighting ISIS-backed insurgents. She wanted the fighting to end. She wanted to do something for them. It dawned on her that the best thing she could do was pray. The whole country must pray, she thought. Nanay Bing asked her Bible study group to invite friends to a meeting, and the 16 people who showed up agreed to launch an interfaith prayer movement called PasaLord. The name PasaLord was derived from PasaLord, which referred to the sharing of credits by cell phone users. PasaLord meant pasa kay Lord ang lahat ng problema. Pass all your problems to the Lord. Pasa kay Lord, PasaLord. The group envisioned PasaLord to be an interfaith movement that would unite Filipinos of various creeds and denominations in prayer. PasaLord's vehicle for unity was the Interfaith Prayer for Peace in the Philippines, which was acceptable to all denominations. Many organizations and individuals took up the prayer. Nanay Bing introduced PasaLord to the Philippine Senate, and the Senate staff recited it in solidarity with the nation. Nanay Bing and some PasaLord conveners called on Brother Mike Velarde of El Shaddai and Brother Eddie Villanueva of the Jesus is Lord to invite them and their communities to pray with the people. She also invited Bishop Noel Pantoja, the National Director of the Philippine Council of Evangelical Churches, to share the call to prayer with its then 36,000 churches. Launched on July 7, 2017, PasaLord brought together more than 1,000 Catholics, Christians, and Muslims in a symbolic gathering at Amoranto Theater in Quezon City. The conveners rallied the crowd, opened with a prayer, and explained the origin of PasaLord. Nanay Bing recounted how it all started with a mustard seed of faith and called for love of country. Niels Riconalia, president of FOSIG, and Police Colonel Imam Ibra Moksir explained the hands over heart symbol that identified PasaLord members.
Tayo ay magkaisa, ang saming Pilipino, Kristiyano, Muslim, ay ganito tayo at ikuha natin sa ating puso. Dahil ang tinitingnan ng Allah, yung ano ang nasa puso natin.
At 12 noon, Nanay Bing and Dr. Chris Uy of Campus Crusade for Christ said the prayers in English and Filipino. Pau Chavez sang the PasaLord song composed by Nanay Bing. Dulce rendered a love song to God and sang Bayan Ko, Stirring Up Love of Country. And Gary Galvez closed the event with the PasaLord rap.
Kayang sakdal dilag ang di magnasang makaalpas. Pilipinas kong minumutya, bugat ng luha ko't dalita, aking adhika, makita kang sakdal.
In the months that followed, PasaLord launched the prayer in Iloilo, Cebu, Cagayan de Oro, and Davao. Many petitions to God were answered, including a plea for the safety of one of our conveners.
After the officially launching noong July 7 po ay nakakataon din na ako din ang napili na noong July 18 bilang mamuno ng Marawi Police Station. Tense po ang situation doon. Ang malaking naitulong ng PasaLord Movement ay yung panalangin. Dahil the time na ako ay aktibo membro ng PasaLord, ay sila po ay nag-pray, sila po ay nanalangin. Ang lahat ng mga kasanib ng PasaLord Movement na ako po ay makaligtas kung anong pagkapamakan doon. So yun po ang nagiging naitulong sa akin o naitulong ng ating PasaLord doon sa yung ma-restore po ang PasaLord sa Marawi City.
In mid-2018, PasaLord called for the first ever synchronized nationwide interfaith prayer for peace. With the help of the media, it was a tremendous success. Agencies of government like the PNP, big businesses like SM, and schools and churches throughout the archipelago joined in that moment of prayer. 2019 was an election year. PasaLord advanced the synchronized prayer so the whole nation could intercede for peaceful elections. As PasaLord rallied support for the event, Senate President Soto led the senators in proclaiming the first Thursday of February as a National Day of Synchronized Prayer. Senate Resolution 1002 recognized PasaLord. It declared that while the Constitution provided for the separation of church and state, it is believed that encouraging the people to pray as a single nation does not violate any law. The Senate also encouraged the people to recite the prayer for peace that PasaLord had been propagating. Meanwhile, the CBCP's Council of the Laity posted on its website PasaLord's letter of invitation for the laity to take part in the synchronized prayer. Media giants ABS-CBN and GMA also supported PasaLord's call. The synchronized prayer on February 7, 2019 was a watershed event. Never in the Philippines and the whole world had all three branches of government prayed with the people for peace, unity, and prosperity. President Duterte and Vice President Robredo prayed in private. Senators Nancy Binay and Coco Pimentel led the prayer in the Senate. In the judiciary, Chief Justice Bersamin prayed privately and endorsed the synchronized prayer to the Court of Appeals. Presiding Justice Barza and other justices and court officials prayed with the nation. Responding to the call, Vice Admiral Empedrad directed the entire Philippine Navy to join the synchronized prayer, and Rear Admiral Felix directed his officers and sailors to do the same. The PNP also prayed for peace. Throughout the country, in places like Zamboanga and Agusan, police officers took a break and interceded for the nation. Businesses also prayed for peace in the Philippines. It made business sense to do so because peace was conducive to commerce and trade. PasaLord synchronized prayer captured the imagination of students all over the country. At the University of Perpetual Help in Binyan, Laguna, the students held hands while praying as a symbol of solidarity with one another and with the nation. In other places, they wore colors of the flag symbolizing a newly awakened love of country. In another breakthrough, Bishop Noel Pantoja wrote the 40,000 churches under the Philippine Council of Evangelical Churches, urging them to join the synchronized prayer. With so many people bombarding the heavens, the 2019 elections turned out to be the most peaceful in recent years. Then in 2020, PasaLord had another breakthrough. The Catholic Bishops' Conference of the Philippines endorsed the synchronized prayer to the prelates of all the dioceses in the country. PasaLord's main event on February 6, 2020 was hosted by the PNP and took place in Camp Crame. The conveners prayed against the COVID virus that was spreading in the Philippines. Subsequently, PasaLord's Prayer was updated to include petitions against the COVID pandemic. Vice Admiral Collado led the Armed Forces of the Philippines in a synchronized prayer from the AFP headquarters in Camp Aguinaldo. For the AFP and PNP, battling for the nation in prayer was one more thing they could do to safeguard the nation. At the Senate, Senator Coco Pimentel and his wife, Kathrina U. Pimentel, led the prayer before a crowd of Senate staffers. Since face-to-face gatherings were banned, PasaLord began to meet virtually. On its third anniversary, PasaLord hosted a webinar titled Panalangin ng Pag-asa sa Panginoon sa Panahon ng Pandemya, or Prayer of Hope in the Lord in this time of pandemic. One of its main features was the testimony of Police General Jason Ortizo, the director of the PNP Chaplain Service, who recovered from COVID-19 with the help of many prayers. In November, PasaLord held another webinar titled Inviting Baby Jesus into Our Homes. It encouraged Filipinos to set up a Belen in every home as a reminder that Jesus is the one we are waiting for. It was also a way of putting Jesus back at the center of Christmas. Then in December 2020, PasaLord held a powerful webinar titled Bless the Nation. Blessings can overturn curses, so amid the darkness of the COVID pandemic, PasaLord lit the way